Hey everybody, thanks again for watching another episode of Ducks Quacks live here at SPC 11. We're at day 2 of SharePoint Conference, and boy, I tell you, it's such an awesome, amazing event. A lot of great sessions, a lot of great people, and the best part is a lot of connections that's going on. I mean, last night alone, I think there's like 8 parties that's going on. I don't know how many you guys went to, but very excited to be with the Visio product team with me. And we're really going to talk about from a perspective of where Visio is at, how it relates to SharePoint, and more importantly, how it can help the business to do their jobs better, looking at business enablement, process automation. So with that, let's get started. Guys, introduce yourselves. Tell us what you do with the Visio team.
Sure. I'm AJ Bryant, and I'm a product manager on the Visio team.
I'm Chris Hopkins. I'm a consultant on the ISP practice team.
I'm Krishna, and I'm also a product manager on the Visio team.
All right, so let's talk Visio. Visio has been around for a while.
Yeah.
How long has it been around?
Not quite 20 years.
Not quite 20 years?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, it's been around. It was an acquisition by Microsoft.
Okay.
And we sit in the same area as Office and SharePoint.
Sure.
So all the other great products that are spotlighted here today. And
Right.
So there's some great commonality now. If anyone who's used Visio 2010, and one of the things we've learned, we did a session earlier today, and we've had a booth, is just in the past year or so that I've been on the Visio business, the number of hands that go up in terms of people using Visio 2010, it's huge now.
Oh, and Visio is awesome.
Yeah, and so the reason I'm saying that is people are using Visio 2010, it's got the fluent ribbon user interface. So just like Excel, Word, PowerPoint, etc., it's got that same tab ribbon overview,
Sure.
as well as the backstage view. And so
Absolutely.
the person who's new to Visio or the power user can go in, and Visio behaves similar to the other Office applications, which is a huge win.
And for me, especially with Visio 2010, same with others like Project 2010, like you said, it's the consistency.
Yeah.
So I had to learn another thing new.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I'm really impressed with Visio 2010 and with SharePoint, it's just the visualization, like Visio services.
Yeah.
That's pretty powerful as well. Traditionally, Visio has been used by different people, right? So for example, like people want to draw diagrams, but of late, especially with 2010, I see more, lack of a better profile, I guess, analyst type of people, where they're trying to define processes and all that.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think about that? Can you say something more around that aspect around business process and workflow?
Yeah, absolutely. The new capabilities, especially the way you can link data to diagrams in Visio 2010 and then publish it over to SharePoint, can really democratize the entire process of the business intelligence and make spread the word around the organization. Earlier, whatever visual diagram and the capabilities and the insight one or two analysts had on their desktop can now be shared across the enterprise, and that is very, very powerful.
Absolutely. And are you seeing this trend, guys, with SharePoint and Visio?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And you can talk about it because Chris's job is he spends every day with customers talking about Visio and SharePoint and landing it and making their business more effective. And so
So I work with them every day, helping them, take Visio services to the next level. I take their diagrams, publish them, and then build dashboards around that using the developer capabilities that Visio services provides.
In along that lines too, certainly, there's this whole theme of SharePoint journey. Organizations are maturing, and are you starting to see the maturation where, okay, SharePoint's not just a glorified network share anymore?
Sure.
People have moved past beyond that. We're now, okay, wow, I could automate my expense reimbursement process. That kind of thing.
It's the parallels between SharePoint and Visio are pretty strong in terms of where you're going with this is sort of the Swiss Army knife, right?
Yeah.
SharePoint's got that, Visio has that, right? And so we might be talking to someone who are process professionals, or here at this conference, someone who is an IT pro or developer, and each person says, you know what, this is my perfect Japanese chef's knife. It's the best tool for the job. I know it. It helps me get my job done better than anything else.
Sure.
And yet, if you look at it cumulatively, a process person says that, an HR person says that, a developer says that. That's a pretty powerful tool. SharePoint has that story. We have that story. And absolutely, we've been sort of very positively amazed at people coming up to us saying, you know what, we're doing. You know what they tell us what Visio services is? We know it. We're doing it.
Right.
We're trying this. We're trying that. Where does it break, or how do we get around this problem, or how can we take it to the next level?
Right.
And so we're just so buzzed from all the activity we're seeing around Visio and Visio services at this conference. And it's to your point, because people are talking about, okay, I bought SharePoint. They say this to you every day, right? We buy in. We're all over SharePoint. How can we get more from our investment?
Absolutely.
How can we deliver more value to the business?
And that alone right there, SharePoint's a platform. That right there, especially in where we are in this day and age and what people can do, they're just maximizing what they can get out of it.
Yeah.
Well, what's the most interesting use case or story you guys heard?
At this conference?
In general, around Visio.
Around everything?
Yeah, it's like stuff. Wow, I didn't realize.
We have one internally, right?
Okay.
We had a team that built a dashboard around marketing leads coming into the business, right? And they wanted to track all this in a visual way,
Okay.
right? And the interesting thing is they built a dashboard, right, without knowing it, using the Visio client, right? Because they were going to use that to take that as a prototype to Silverlight developers,
Okay.
to have them build this cool Silverlight application inside of SharePoint.
Which is the production in theory.
Yeah, they figured this was the production, environment. This is the application they
Right.
would use, and they'd have real-time data refresh and all this in the Silverlight environment, SharePoint. Well, when they had that put together, they were talking with me about some Silverlight development, and I said, you got the dashboard right
Done.
here.
Yeah.
Why don't you just connect it to your SQL backend and then publish it? And it took them like an hour,
Yeah.
and then they were in production.
Yeah.
Right?
Wow.
So I mean, just that, and here at the conference, I've had a couple people come up to the booth and say, hey, we're thinking about doing this with Silverlight, and I said, why don't you just build a
There,
diagram and publish it?
And I think that's key. So this morning I did a session on Project Office 365, and I just showed a lot of the out-of-the-box stuff.
Mhm.
Wow, I didn't know you could do that.
Mhm.
And then a lot of people end up either custom dev or getting third party.
Sure.
I mean, which is fine, but make sure you maximize what you got out of the box.
I mean, absolutely. Our whole session today that we delivered was maximizing BI dashboards, both on premises and in the cloud with Office 365, and doing it with no code. I mean, that was the entire session, and all the great trouble and the great things you can do without actually doing any coding whatsoever.
And how was the response?
It was phenomenal. So we had a session for an hour. I did the basic product management read-in, touted Visio, and then we spent 45 minutes with Chris sharing all his great stories about how to do the dashboarding, both in the client and then in Visio services, and connecting Visio services to other parts of SharePoint, like forms and what else did you connect to?
Just multiple data sources.
multiple
through
data
this.
sources.
Whatever, yeah.
Yeah.
Right, and the reception was very strong. We ended on time, and we had 30 people, over 200 people in the room, and 30 people lined up. Everyone stayed in line the whole time to ask their questions. And it wasn't like, oh, blah, blah, blah. It was, and we're trying this, it's
Yeah.
awesome, now we want to do this, or how can I do that?
Exactly.
These are all positive, push the envelope questions.
And that's the key, right? Once you start showing them use case or possibilities, now they're all, wow, what about this? What about that? It's funny, you talk about dashboard, I make a joke out of it. I said, secret to professional development, you want to get promoted at work, just use the word dashboard. Go to your boss, dashboard, right? But good, amazing energy, amazing passion, and I can see it's a bright future with all these tool sets working there. And then, in the end of the day, it helps solve business problems.
Yep.
And we don't have to rely on IT to do everything for us.
Yep. That's, you could be on our marketing team, I think, for that insight. So, yeah.
See, I told you I'm on the wrong job, So, one more thing.
Yeah.
What's that one party you're looking forward to this week?
I'm definitely looking forward for the Disneyland party.
Disneyland, all right,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, same here.
Same?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on strict order from my daughters to go do some recon about, where the long lines are, and so if we come back,
How's your daughter?
I have a 5-year-old and a 1-year-old, so.
My 6-year-old son, I said, I'm in Disney. He said, what are you doing there? I said, you're helping Mickey with SharePoint? All he knows is dad does SharePoint, right?
Yeah.
Good,
Very
good, good. Well, great to meet you guys. Good talking to you.
Yeah.
And if people want to learn more about Visio, where's the best resource they can go to?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Best site on the web, and it's a SharePoint, it's a public-facing SharePoint site where Visio services diagrams are up, visio.microsoft.com.
And don't forget to check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn.
There you go. And this segment was brought to you by, now, with that being said, thank you guys for watching, and I'm going to give you more videos, all right? Take care. See ya. Bye.
All right.
Bye.